So I'm Les with That's My Entertainment, and I'm lucky enough to be standing here talking with Rosa Salazar,
Hello.
who stars as Alma in the upcoming series Undone. I'm lucky enough that I've actually gotten to see some of Undone, and
lucky.
it is an absolutely wild show. Going into an animated show and getting to see your sides in audition, did you have any idea how out there this would get, or what did you think of the show and of Alma when you first read and got the role?
Well, the scripts are so beautifully written. The scripts are some of the best pieces of writing I've ever read. I mean, everything that you see up there came right off the page. I mean, just reading those scripts was a privilege, and I got really excited when we would do our table reads. And actually, we would do our table reads, and they would start to fill out. The more table reads we do, by the end, when we were doing episode 8 table read, there was an audience, because it's just, the writing is so rich, so beautiful. So I was lucky enough to even read it. And then when I came back in to speak with Raphael Bob-Waksberg and Kate Purdy, the creators, the geniuses behind BoJack and the geniuses behind Undone, they sort of took me on that wild ride when they were pitching the show to me. You know, we're going to do it in rotoscope. That way we can really bend time and space. Because I was like, how the fuck are you going to do this?
Yeah.
And then they told me, well, we're going to do it in rotoscope. And I'm like, well, Waking Life, in high school, Waking Life was my Bible. It's everything I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do rotoscope. The early Disney films were all shot in rotoscope. And then painted over. So I've always had a fascination with the process. So when they told me that, I was just, I was floored. I knew it was going to be special. It's so rare in your career that you just know. You just know what you're making is pure magic. Yeah. I never feel this high on anything I've ever done. So I'm
That's great.
I'm very happy.
That's got to be a wonderful way to come into a project.
Yes.
For you, what do you think the core of Alma is? What did you discover when you went, I've got it, I know who this person is now?
Yeah. Well, luckily there are some parallels. I mean, I think that every role that comes my way, it happens for a reason. I don't think everything in life happens for a reason, but in terms of my career, it's almost always serendipitously happening. I do share certain things with Alma. I lost my father 7 years ago, and I really wanted to explore that. But I think for me, acting is a very organic experience. When I spend time with the material, when I spend time with the character, when I spend time with the story, and doing the research, doing the homework, it just starts to take over. It starts to really inhabit you, and then she's in there, and I just, sometimes it's hard to let it go. So there was no like, Eureka, I've got her moment. I knew for sure, you're always trying to find it all the time, but I knew for sure that I'd had it on day one. I mean, it's just this adrenaline kicks in, and already I felt myself being Alma, behaving as Alma. And I knew halfway through that I was almost too Alma, because I was walking my dogs one night, and I had this, it was dark, there's no lights on my street, and I was walking in the dark, and I just thought, what if, we were shooting like 23 pages a day, we were shooting a lot. What if Undone is the reality? This is just
That's
a show.
some Waking Life moment right there.
Yeah, and I got really scared. I got really, really scared. And I know in the light of day it all sounds kind of hokey, right? But and like it didn't happen, but I can't explain it. I mean, the mind is a very powerful thing. You can really manipulate it, and sometimes you can't find your way back. So just even to ask those questions, to delve into that question of what is reality, it can be very, very, very scary. And so I really did get. I was really taken aback by that moment, because I didn't, because I'm also a cynic, so I'm just like, whatever, like, ugh. And then it really sent a chill down my spine, because for a second there, I believed that it was the opposite. I believed that this wasn't real. And then my dog took a huge dump. And then I was like, no, this is real.
Back to Earth.
Yeah, I'm holding this bag of crap.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me about it.
You're welcome. I think you're welcome.